And here with some suggestions that will keep your family happy and healthy in 2012 is Ed Herman from Brown & Crouppen. Good morning, my friend.
How are you doing today?
You look fantastic.
Thank you very much. Well, New Year's, you know.
You really made the turn, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Well,
trying to.
Not everybody can be as successful as you have on the physical aspect of our lives, but there are things that we can do that are going to make us safer and happier.
Yes. Well, and we talk about this once a year. It's become a theme. It's sort of our New Year's checklist, things you need to do. And as far as resolutions go, the first thing we're reminding everybody, make a resolution that you're not going to use your cell phone to text while you're driving. It seems so obvious. You hear story after story on the news, but until you make the commitment that says, you know what, I'm not even going to have my cell phone where I can reach it, you're still going to be tempted. Every time you hear that you just got a text, you're going to think, well, let me just read it, see who sent it to me. And it's just dangerous. So that's one. And in general,
and you guys know,
be more
because
alert.
you're around these accidents, you hear about these things more than we do.
You know, and it's, you know, some of them are fender benders, which are a gigantic inconvenience in people's lives, but sadly some of them are pretty serious accidents. And, you know, you don't want to be the victim of an accident like that, but you also don't want to cause an accident like that, because that's another type of victim. You got to live with that the rest of your life. But, you know, the other stuff we always remind people to do once a year, and this is a good time of year to do it, is, you know, review your will. If you don't have a will, get a will. But review it, because in the last year, ask yourself, did I get married? You should know the answer to that pretty easy. Did I get divorced? Did we have a child? Did I take on somebody else's child? Do I have a stepchild now? And make sure that your will always reflects your current wishes. We always tell people this time of year to review all of your insurance policies. Things have changed. You know, auto coverage may not be everything you want it to be. Make sure it's everything you want it to be. Make sure the deductibles are affordable.
But as our families and as individuals, as we age and mature, our needs and our focuses shift a little bit. So it's not that you may need more insurance or that you're paying too much. It's just sometimes you have to shift things around.
You have to shift it. Look at your homeowner's insurance. You know, property values have gone down a lot the last 3 years, but I bet you're still paying just as much to insure your home as you were before. Have them do an analysis. I mean, maybe you know, maybe it's adjusted. Maybe you can save a few bucks.
All right. So check your insurance company or your insurance coverage. Emergency plans.
Yeah, you know, everyone should have an emergency plan. Sadly, Missouri got hit pretty hard last year, especially in Joplin. There's a website called ready.gov. It gives you nice checklists of all the things you need to be thinking about to prepare your home. And along those same lines, you know, we tell people, make an effort to be more aware of product safety, things that are out there that are being recalled. You know, there's a couple of great websites. One that's just the FDA, which is fda.gov, and the other one is the Consumer Product Safety Commission.
Two good sites.
And if you go to that site, it's free. You could sign up for their alerts, and whenever a product gets pulled from the market, you know, you'll get an email, and you'll just stay informed, because we've seen a ton of that right here in St. Louis.
And we're running out of time, but I wanted to get you the Brown & Crouppen app.
Well, and the Brown & Crouppen app, a little self-serving plug. We talked about it last year, but it's free, available on the iPhone, on the Android. The app takes you through a lot of the stuff and also gives you step-by-step guides of what to do if you're ever in an accident. So it's a good app to have.
Ed, thank you so much for being here.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Really appreciate it. Happy New Year, and you look great.
You too.
You really
Thank you. I appreciate it. You're making me shy.
All right, if you have legal questions for Brown & Crouppen, email us at greatday@kmov.com.